anything or the wording in the chat box so that I can check that how much you familiar with the Zoom features. Thank you so much. So, Petra from Cambodia, I guess. Okay, from the Philippines, I'm good. Anyone want to send me the emoji? Because during the session, we will use the chat box a lot to send the question and also emoji to the speaker. All right, that's great. Thank you. And reaction, any event like reaction, you can send it here. Okay. So everybody knows Zoom meeting very well. And may I request your permission if I could record this meeting? Okay, thank you so much. All right, I think it's time for us to start the session. Good afternoon, everyone again. My name is Piyapa, the Program Officer of the SIMEOSEP, and I will be the coordinator in this project and coordinate with you to improve the student health and well-being. And may I request for the next slide? And for the today's session, we will listen to the welcome message from Ms. Duriya Amataviwat, our Center Director, and also Ms. Jutamani Arya, the Senior Public Engagement Officer from the Southeast Asia One Health University Network, who is our strategic partner, and then we will have group photo together. And after the group photo, Ms. Duriya will give you the basic knowledge, getting to know about what is the sufficiency economy philosophy, an overview about phase 1 and phase 2. And then I will be presenting about the detail of the program implementation and online training series. And then after this will be Q&A and post-training evaluation. And before that, before I invite Ms. Duriya, I would like to inform you that Dr. Jess Fernandez already logged in this group. Actually, Dr. Jess is our consultant in this project. Right. And then for the next slide, please. So without further ado, may I invite Ms. Duriya for the welcome message to our nominated sister school. Kun Duriya, the floor is yours.
Good day to all of you. I understand that today we have also the coordinators from different ministries of education from your country, school principals, teachers, and community partners. So on behalf of the CMO Regional Center for Sufficiency Economy Philosophy for Sustainability, or in short, we call ourselves CMO SEPS. It is my great pleasure to warmly welcome all of you to today's online orientation session for the phase 3 of School Wellbeing Training Series. We are truly delighted to see principals and teachers from the nominated sister schools joining us today from Brunei Darussalam, Cambodia, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Thailand. And we are waiting for one more nominated school from Indonesia. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank respective ministries of education for your continued support to the work of CMO SEPS during the past 2 years, in particular to this project. And this particular project or program has evidence based that with the integration of One Health and Sufficiency Economy Philosophy or SEP, through the school meal programs, we have been witnessing that improvement of students' health and their learning experience has been enhanced. And that is why Simeo SEPS and our partners, Xiaohun and Chevron, continue to work with successful schools to share their best practices to sister schools. Today marks an exciting new step as we begin phase 3 of the program. In this phase, we will expand the successful stories of our model schools through school to school mentoring approach, allowing experienced schools to guide and support the newly nominated sister schools in the local areas. So during the online training series throughout this month, we will explore several important topics together, and these include a balanced nutrition for school children, healthy school food environments, the role of school canteens, the integration of the main concept of One Health and Sufficiency economy, and strategies for engaging parents and communities to help make the nutrition to their young kids better. Our speakers include experts from regional organizations as well as teachers and leaders from the model schools who will share practical experiences and ideas that you can adapt to your own school. And at the end of the training series, each sister school will work together with your mentoring school as a team to develop a school action plan for 5 months that aims to improve school meals, strengthen the food environment, and enhance the overall well-being of your students in the schools. That is why we count on your participation, which is very extremely important. Schools are where lifelong habits are formed. So this is very important that you can start bringing in good mindset to your students in terms of eating habits and practice hygiene and care for the environment. So I would like to congratulate the model school for your achievements during the past 2 years. And at the same time, I would like to welcome and congratulate the what we call sister schools who will benefit from the achievement of the mentoring school. And I would also like to take this opportunity to thank all the ministries coordinator for your kind support and coordinate this project between the CBO and your schools, as well as our partners. My thanks will also go to the Seo and Chevron for your kind support to this project. Last but not least, I would like to thank Dr. Jess, who is our consultant to this project, who have been contributed in terms of the guidance, especially in monitoring and some of the knowledge that you will be able to bring in to develop your project, as well as during the implementation of your project. Finally, I would like to thank all the school principals and all teachers for your dedication and willingness to participate in this journey with us so that we can learn together and we can work together. So I would like to look forward to working closely with all of you during this month and next month and until the end of the phase 3. Once again, I would like to welcome to the program, all of you to the program, and wish you all success in whatever you want to do and enjoy the orientation session today, as well as our series of training sessions. Thank you very much. So over to you, Kunpiyapa.
Thank you very much, Kakunduriya, for the very comprehensive brief introduction about the project. So for the next person, it is our great pleasure to invite Ms. Juthamani Ariya, representing the Director of the CO Hun. So Ms. Juthamani is a Senior Public Engagement Officer. May I welcome you on the stage, please?
Thank you ค่ะคุณพิยภาสวัสดีค่ะ Distinguished representative from the Ministry of Education, esteemed partners, school leaders and teachers, good afternoon. Across Southeast Asia, we all know that school play an important role, not only in educating our children, but also in supporting their health, well-being and development. When students are healthy and well supported, they are better able to learn, grow, and contribute to their communities. This is why the program like the promotion of well-being in school in Southeast Asia are so important. They help school create healthier learning environment and encourage stronger collaboration between teachers, students, families, and community. On behalf of the Southeast Asia One Health University Network, or COHUN, it is my great honor and pleasure to welcome you to the Phase 3 online training series of this program. My name is Juthamani Arya, Senior Public Engagement Officer and CMO Coordinator at COHUN Secretariat. COHUN is a regional network of university and academic institutions across Southeast Asia that share a common vision that health of people, animal, and environment are interconnected. Through education, research, and regional collaboration, we work to strengthen One Health capacity and support the development of future leaders who can address complex health challenges. I would like to extend our sincere appreciation to our partner at Simeo-CEPS for their leadership in this initiative and to Chevron for their generous funding and continued support. We are also honored to welcome representatives from the Ministry of Education as well as teachers, school leaders, and community members joining us today from Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, and Thailand. So looking back at Phase 1 and 2, this program has already made meaningful progress. More than 3,000 primary school students across 6 countries have benefited from improved nutrition, better health awareness, and stronger learning environments. These results reflect the dedication and collaboration of Simeo-CEPS, the model schools, and everyone who involved in supporting these activities. Phase 3 represents the next step in expanding this impact. I'm looking forward to witnessing the experience model school who will share their experience and practical knowledge with sister school. This approach allows schools to learn from one another and adapt successful practices to their own local context. At the same time, the program continues to promote the principle of One Health and of course the sufficiency economy philosophy and strong engagement with local community. Together, we hope that these approaches help create sustainable solutions that improve student well-being. Last but not least, to the sister school joining this program for the first time, we warmly welcome you. Your participation reflects the strong commitment of your school and the support of your Ministry of Education. We believe this training series will improve useful knowledge, practical tools, and valuable connection that will support your work. We look forward to the weeks ahead. I will try to attend the training session with Simeo-CEPS. Thank you very much for the always invited me to join and to seeing the positive contribution that each of your school will bring to improve student well-being across the region. Thank you very much. Over to you, ค่ะคุณปิยภา
Thank you very much ค่ะคุณจุธามณี So that may I request everybody to open the camera for the photo session. Alright, everybody now open the camera. Okay, alright, smiling. We will have the group photo session for 3 shots. Please waiting for the other to open the camera. All right, okay. Thank you so much for your cooperation. All right, okay. So the first shot, some of you are not able to open it. I understand that because you are using the mobile phone, right? So, all right, okay. So the first shot, everybody keep smiling on my count, please. All right, 1, 2, 3. And the second shot will be the freestyle, whatever you want to do, or thumb up, or whatever. Okay. All right, keep smiling on my count. 1, 2, 3. And the last shot, freestyle again. So sorry that in case that, all right, we will have to practice this every training session. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Right, thank you so much. Right, for the next session, may I request the master slide to be on? Will be you will learn about the getting to know about the sufficiency economy philosophy, and Kundriya will also present about the project overview of phase 1 and phase 2, so that you would know the background why it's come to the phase 3. So Kundriya ka, may I invite you to be on the virtual stage.
Thank you so much, Kubiya. Good afternoon once again. Actually, I'm so glad that when I look through the names, I still saw familiar faces, familiar names. So it's good that all of the principals of the model schools are joining us today. Thank you very much. Well, can you make it like a slide presentation? Okay. So for today, I think that some of you might have heard something about Simeo, SEP, and what is SEP, and because all of the mentor schools, you have been involved with the phase 1 and phase 2. You have witnessed what you have done. So I will not go into detail much, but at least for the sister school to get the overview of what can be done from this school. And then I will go through a little bit on the phase 3. And for the detail of phase 3, I will leave it to Kunpiyapha. First, let me once again thank you. Thanks the Ministry of Education and Department of Education from participating countries for your kind support and continued support to this project. Now, as you may have heard at the beginning in my welcome message, that now we have received all the name of what we will call later as sister schools. So from Brunei, we have SR Sungai Saimas Primary. And from Cambodia, we have Kiri Sawanawong Primary School. Malaysia, there will be 2 schools, as one school will be nominated by the model school, who has been a good volunteer to join us from the beginning until this. So that is why in Malaysia there are 2 schools. And from the Philippines, 1 school at the elementary school, at the elementary level. As well as Thailand will be the same as Malaysia. There will be 2 schools from Thailand, as one of the school is from the Border Patrol Police School. The first one is from the MOE Ban Hue Yuak Pa So from Chiang Rai, and the other one is from Chiang Mai, the Border Patrol Police School. So altogether, we will still wait for 1 more school from Indonesia, and hopefully it will come to our office by the end of the week. So altogether, there will be uh, 8 school as the mentor school and 8 for the sister schools. Totally, we will have 16 school. Next slide. And some of you may have heard about the Simeo and SEPS as a center under the Simeo. But for some, I would like to just share a brief information about the organization with you. Simeo comes from Southeast Asian Ministers of Education Organization. In short, we call Simeo. It was set up in 1965 with the 11 member countries as from now. You will see that there are 11 countries. The focus of the organization itself is, is to promote the regional cooperation in education, science, and culture because in some countries, Ministry of Education also covers science and culture. Next slide will be on the next slide. Yes, this is 11 member countries. When we work in our region, there are 11 Southeast Asian member countries. But in terms of the associate member countries, we also open to some other countries who are not in our region. And right now there are 9 countries joining us. At the same time, there are some organizations, some agencies who would like to work with us. Right now, we have 8 affiliate member agencies working with us. Currently, the presidency of the Simeo Council is from Brunei Darussalam. So the council, the president of the council is Ministers of Education from Brunei Darussalam. To work under the organization, because the council is mainly focusing on the policy level. So they decide to have the what they call regional centers to work on each topic, each issue. Right now, there are 25 female regional centers and 1 network under the organization. So this is spreading into the different countries, the centers. And Simeo-SEPS is in Thailand, based in Bangkok, set up in 2019, one of the youngest center under Simeo. Our vision is mainly to be the regional center of excellence to promote the step for sustainability. So that is why the main mandate of our organization is to promote the philosophy and the principles as the one of the vehicle to achieve the SDGs. So this is about step. Next, please. Now we will see on how on the composition of SEP. What is SEP as the philosophy? Of course, the philosophy is quite a broad issue, and somebody might think that it is quite abstract. But once you get the idea, the component of SEP, it's not too difficult to understand on how it relates to our daily life. If you look at the main component, so this is how CBO steps as the center try to bring in the step as the framework of our implementation of the activities. So if you look on the SEP as the mindset, there are 5 main components. Comprises 3 principles: moderation, reasonableness, prudence. So these principles will be powerful once you have knowledge and skills At the same time, knowledge and skill will also have to be combined with virtues. So that makes the thinking process works efficiently. Next. Okay. Now look at the when we talk about the each principles, what are the definition of the principle? Is quite self-explained in terms of moderation. You have to be in the middle. You have to balance in whatever you do in your action. So you should not be too extreme. You have to balance on whatever you do. That means moderation. So whenever you want to do things, you have to think of how to balance what your action. And then with reason, with good reason, you can tell that this is a good balance. You have to be fair. You have to be very logic in whatever uh, your action will be. So you have to be able to explain the consequence of your action. And it will go to prudence. It means that in every consequence of your action, you have good reason and you are able to explain. And at the same time, you make good choices because you have to think ahead. You have to think very carefully and you know the consequence. You can sort of explain or prepare on how to manage of the risks that might happen. So with these three principles, it will work very well once you have knowledge and skills and virtues. Next. When we talk about SEP, if you look at the core component that SEP has, you will see that if you have good mindset, once you can think thoroughly on how to balance your action, you have good reason to explain. And in terms of foresight, you can see how to prepare for your risk management. It can happen at the individual. And from the individual, it scale up to family, from family to community, community to the national level, and then it could become globally. It could happen globally. So this is what I would like to say that this philosophy can happen from an individual up to the global collaboration. Next, please. So with that, we think that good mindset of self can balance, can be stable and resilient in terms of four dimensions. If you look at the society, you can see how to balance, how to make the society, your society stable. And if some kind of crisis happen, you know how to do the how to make it like resilience in a short time span. Economy as well, culture and environment. So key issues that we would like to see from the SEPs is that we would like to see a balance, stability, and resilience in society, in economy, culture, and environment. So this is how to explain the SEP as a philosophy. And if you look through the philosophy, it's more or less similar to you might know well about the education for sustainable development, and you also know about global citizenship education. So the SEP concept, SEP philosophy could be similar to some of the element, some of the component of the global citizenship education and ESD, where you might have heard a lot when you work in terms of sustainability. Next, please. And from what we have done during the past 2 years in terms of integrate SEP in the school well-being or school feeding program, these are some good practices that we just, pick some of the some of the findings that we see from the first two phases. One thing that we see is that we can introduce value of moderation in food preparation, menu planning, and portion control for providing healthy and balanced school meals for students. Students will learn how to bring in the portion that they can eat. So this is something that if you uh, use moderation, they know how to balance the menu, how to balance the nutrition, and how to sort of bring in good portion that they can eat. And something about the self-serving food for individual needs. So this is something that you know how to balance, for example, balance for the nutrition from what you will have to eat. And you will have a little bit, awareness that you should not leave the food on your plate. That is why this kind of mindset will be able to instill your students to be more aware on their actions. So this is something that we try to look when we integrate the SIP concept. Reusable containers and water tumblers. You know how to consume, how to use good container and make it usable, as well as the water tumbler for some school. Next slide. And at before the meal, you know how to do the gardening, you know how to integrate farming, hydroponic system, and bring it into your school meal and support student learning at the same time so they can learn in their science class. Uh, you will be alert your students on use organic uh, uh, do the organic farm in the garden of your school. And lastly, but not least, next slide will show you on the how can you involve the community members. For example, parents, how you do the partnership with parents, with the food vendors in the school, at the same time at the community level, you might have a local wisdom on health and well-being, and people at the community might know the benefit of some kind of vegetable and bring in so that you can balance the nutrition. Next. Yes. And at the same time, when you work on the school meal, it could become self-reliance in your school, in your community. At the end, you might be able to put what you practice in terms of the school policy, bring in or blend it into your the curriculum so that the student can learn. And some of the findings in one school, they said that they encourage the SEP thinking and could come up with the 5R and waste management. So these are things that you will learn from the sister school will learn from your model schools during the phase 3. Let me also recap a little bit on the phase 1 and phase 2, which we began in 2024. The this project aims to address the some of the issue that happen in school. For example, malnutrition, absenteeism, and poor hygienity in the school, and in terms of eating habits that students eat a lot of unhealthy food because of the weather, have no awareness to bring in some unhealthy food in the school, and it caused the problem of the slow learning of some students and limited knowledge of parents. That is why when we designed the program of phase 1 and phase 2, key components of us is to bring in the One Health SEP into the curriculum integration, which I have already mentioned something that from this we have seen that the school is a little bit, they can enhance their well-being through the feeding program. The next slide. When we start our phase 2, we mainly focus on the capacity building of the participating school. We did a lot of training at the beginning, and of course, SEP and One Health might be new to the school. So we have some of the session online, and we also have the add-on training course like clinical session for some schools. So at the beginning, we work with the ministries of education of participating countries to bring in 6 nominated schools. And each of the ministry, each country was requested to nominate 5 schools at the beginning. And we could come up with 6 countries participating in the project. So at the end, we had 29 primary schools from 6 countries participating, and 152 teachers were able to join the online session. And we had like 7 sessions, which we will do that with our new schools that will join us only in phase 3. So 7 online sessions were held within 1 or 2 months. And then at the end, we also have some add-on sessions for some school that request special requests from them. And at the end, 29 schools were requested to send their project to us. At the end, we select 7 schools to join us officially, but we have 1 volunteer school from Malaysia joining us as the voluntary basis, and they keep sort of participating in every activity that we do. But 7 schools got some grant from us to work in their school. That is where phase 2 coming up as the joint of the phase 1. So after they develop their own program or project, phase 2 mainly focus on the implementation part. We also have the online training for them again. So and we monitor CMOSEP and the Seo Hun visited all of the schools of the 7 schools to monitor and provide more input, more advices to them. And at the end, there is a sharing session for them to learn from each other about their success story. And then we have 1 on-site sharing in Thailand. So this is something that we learn, and the schools are able to adjust or revise their what they learn from peer schools. So this is we found that very useful in terms of as I mentioned earlier that we have a lot of good findings from what they have done, and that is why Xiaohun and Chevron also work with us during the phase 3. So phase 3 will be mainly focused on the expanding what the model schools from eight schools from 6 countries learn. So these are the 8 schools that we will call them later as the model schools. Next, please. Next, yes. So these are key achievements. I'm not going to go into detail, but you can see it later because some of the findings I have already been, presented at during the first slide. So next, yeah, from what? Sorry, can you go back to the last slide, please? So this is something that we learned from phase 1 and phase 2. Okay, yeah. But to learn more about this, I would like to show you through the video presentation. We just kept up the activities of all of the school and put it in one video presentation. So please also present the, yes.
The very essence of education does not only concern teaching. It's also about creating an environment where the young can reach their fullest potential. However, proper nutrition, health and sustainability remained major challenges in the Southeast Asian region. CMEOCEPS, Xiaohun and Chevron are committed to driving the promotion of well-being in school in Southeast Asian mission. The project aims to promote the integration of One Health, sufficiency economy philosophy and sustainability into school policies and practices, which will improve the school meal programme, food environment and students' health, leading to the improvement of overall school well-being. A small yet powerful change driven by 8 model schools from 6 countries. The outcomes reflected a new way of thinking, resulting in a sustainable solution. In Brunei Darussalam, children enjoyed eating vegetables and fruits as part of the 1V plus 1F Character Day, fostering their healthy eating habits. 26 undernourished children in Cambodia now achieved healthy nutritional status, with lunches prepared using fresh ingredients from the school garden bed. In Indonesia, the Healthy Menu application provided new healthy items and nutritional knowledge, improving school menu planning. Malaysia's Hydrate for Health project fostered habits of water consumption, healthy food choices, and reusable container usage. The Philippines proposed Project Smile to provide highly nutritious meal to all students and significantly improving the attendance rate. 2 schools in Thailand's remote area applied integrated farming systems and strongly collaboration with community for food preservation techniques and increase school farm productivity. Nutrition, One Health and self-sufficiency curriculum have been integrated in various subjects, school activities and student daily practices. A volunteer school from Malaysia served balanced meals through theme lunch days and quarter-half activities. What matters most is sustainable partnership. Together, Parents and communities take charge of school nutrition improvement program and apply the concept of One Health and sufficiency economy philosophy to daily life. The model schools have inspired and shared their practices with other schools through the collaboration of teachers, students, and communities. This demonstrates that the sufficiency economy philosophy is a profound, innovative, and practical intellectual heritage, whereas the One Health concept, a new World Health vision, directs people, communities, and the entire globe towards balanced growth. Together, both principles aim for a sustainable future in line with Sustainable Development Goals. Our hearts swell with hope from the children's bright, radiant smiles that convey their healthiness, focus, and the joy of learning. Meaningful changes for sustainable futures.
Yes. Uh, for the next one, I would like to tell you a little bit brief background of phase 3 and what we are going to do during the phase 3. So, but in detail, I will leave it to Khun. As you may know, the phase 1 we focus on capacity building, and phase 2 implementation process of the model school. And for phase 3, we focus on expanding the best practice of model schools, what they have done during phase 2 to the transfer, what they have done, and sharing what they have done to the sister school. So mainly we focus on what they did well in terms of school student health, how they can balance the nutrition, food safety, and overall school well-being. But the focus is also still in terms of integrating the One Health, SEP, and sustainability. So this is what the sister schools will learn from the model schools. And I have already mentioned a little bit that we have 8 model schools from phase 1 and phase 2. And we also select 8 sister schools from participating country like Brunei Darussalam, Cambodia, and one from Indonesia, which we are waiting for the name of the nominating sister school. We have 2 schools from Malaysia, one from the Philippines, and another 2 from Thailand. So totally, we will have 16 schools joining us for phase 3. The role of the model school is to do the mentoring to the sister schools. For example, they have to provide guidance, they have to provide some input, some guidance, and some advisory issues, advisory guidance, and share what they have learned from phase 1 and phase 2 to the sister schools. So one by one, you will pair up with the one model school and one sister school. And at the same time, SEPs will also provide seeding grant to each of the sister school as well as model school. And we will work on the capacity building as for the sister school, which we will bring in the model schools, the school principals from phase 1 and phase 2 to share what they learn to the sister school. We will also provide some training as well. And for example, the issue that might come up is about nutrition, how to balance the school meals, how to integrate the One Health and SEP into your activities, and how to engage community as a whole to join your activities. And in May and September, we will leave you to implement, but at the same time, mentoring will be continued as well. So the sister school will work on your what you plan with active guidance and advice from the mentoring school. They might be able to come and visit your school and provide advice. And after that, after September, it will be October and November, which we will organize the sharing session for you. So you will be presenting the results. You will be able to showcase what you have learned through the international webinars. And we and at the end, we hope that community of practice will happen among yourself, your mentoring, your model school and your sister schools on what you will be able to expand. Of course, the sister school might come up with some add-on approach that the mentoring school will have done during the first two phases. But from our side, Simeo Self will be and Seo Hun as well. We are here to provide anything that advice and guidance to all of you when it comes to the implementation process. And once again, I would like to reiterate that we will have a minimum of 1,000 US dollar to each of the school among 16 schools that will participate in this phase. So this is the overview of what I would like to present to you. But the details, for example, like the timeline and also the specific roles of the model schools and specific role of sister school will be presented later by Kun Piyapha. So I would like to give the floor back to you, Kun Piyapha, for more elaboration on phase 3.
Thank you very much, Kakunduria. So let me go through the presentation quickly. Since Kunduria already mentioned many steps and the details of the program implementation for phase 3 already. So let me highlight only some key important part that I would like the mentor school and sister school to be noted. For example, right, in this month, March, is an online training session which I already sent you the training schedule. May I remind you that it's every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. the same time as today. And also, if you would like to have like special session like tutorial, we can arrange the clinical session for you. And then in April will be the month for the sister school and model school to work together to develop the school action plan. Okay, and then we will request you to do the presentation to submit the action plan on 20 April and presentation of action plan on 24th April. You see the red font here. And for the implementation process, it will be from May to September, 5 months. And in this period, in May, we will provide you another 2 sessions of orientation, which is school proposal implementation and mentoring and M&E in early May. And I would like to invite Dr. Jess. Dr. Jess, are you with us? To talk shortly why this session is very important to give the additional training session for the sister school and model school. Dr. Jess, are you able to turn on the microphone? Hi,
Yeah.
Dr. Jess. Yes, maybe you can give a brief shortly after 7 sessions of training and why we need to have another, orientation regarding the school-to-school mentoring in May before the school starting the implementation.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Pia Pa. As you have heard from Tunduria and also the report of Pia Pa, this is already a sister school approach that SIMYOSAPS is implementing. So we would really like to see how the model schools can really share what they have experienced to the sister school. And this is very important because we are creating a model of the sister school approach. So whatever experiences that you, both of you, the model school and also the sister school will be experiencing would have to be following a particular set of guidelines that we would like you to consider. So before the implementation, we will be having this kind of orientation so you can have clarify expectations from both sides. And so you can work together very well and function very well. And in the end, both achievements that you will be accomplishing throughout this phase 3 project will also be adding to the credibility or the reputation of your school as a model school as well as a sister school. Because SIMUSEPS would like to see this kind of model to go on and on in other schools, even without the support from Chevron or from Siahon or from SIMUSEPS, because you will be the one to really advocate this kind of school well-being practices based on what you will be experiencing. So this kind of training that we'll be giving sometime in May will have to really see how the progress can be monitored and documented, because once we have already this kind of documentation and once we have already perfected or make this best practices, perhaps SimioSEPs will once again come up with a book. And if you have seen the book from the phase 1 and phase 2, there are a lot of learnings that you can get. And the book itself can already serve as a reference from others for other schools to come up with their own school well-being program. So for this particular phase, we will do more of this, but then again, it will be now consisting of both the model school and the sister school compared to phase 1 and phase 2 that we only have the monitoring kind of thing between SIMUSEPs and the model school. So these are now interaction because we would like to see this kind of dynamics to be repeated and replicated in other schools eventually. I think that's how it is, Pia Pa.
Thank you
And
so
that's
much.
why documentation from both the sister school and the model schools is very important as a component for this phase 3 of the project.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Jess. So let me continue for the process. And we expect to have like midterm report in the middle of July and also final report in October. And October and November will be the month for the sharing of your best practices. So may I go to the next slide? So this is the role of the model school and sister school, which I will not go to the details because Kuduya already mentioned it. Basically, model school will be like, to give advice and also monitor the implementation and help the sister school record and report. For the sister school, first thing that important, you need to join the training in all sessions so that you can be empower the knowledge regarding the nutrition, school canteen management, integration of One Health and SEP philosophy. And then you need to come up with the school action plan for 5 months. You set up the school committee to work on this, which I believe that every school already established the committee to work on this issue. And also, you need to collect the evidence during the school implementation process and prepare the report. Right. So next, I do not want to make you headache about this approach, but however, basically, this is just only the looking from the big picture that how the monitoring and evaluation can be implemented during this phase 3. And mainly, by the model school and sister school will need to work together, come up with the tools that you think that can do together. For the model school part, you may need to report to SEMIOSEP, and especially the outstanding mentoring school will be selected by the committee. And for the sister school, you need to do the midterm report to us and also the final report in October. And all the output from the model school and sister school will be put together in the report and present to the SEMIO High Official Meeting, which is the platform of the meeting that attended by the permanent secretaries of all 11 countries. And the final output will be reported to the SEMIO Council Conference, which is the meeting platform of the Minister of Education of 11 countries. And this is the timeline. Make it very easy for you to go through that when you have to do what you have to submit to me. So this is a simple thing that I will not repeat this part. And this is the timeline during the action plan development. As I mentioned to you that the online midterm school report in the second week of July and final school report in October. So however, and may I share this part to you again that we are waiting for the nomination from Indonesia. So we have the nearly fulfilled all the country participating in this phase 3 already. So may I go to the online training series. So I don't want to highlight the objective because everybody got the document from me already in advance. But however, I would like to highlight the expected outputs and outcome from the online training series that we expected that all the teachers that join the training, you will have better knowledge and understanding about the SEPs, One Health, sustainability, and be able to integrate this concept into the school action plan to improve the student health and school well-being. So this is only like short statement from our expected output and outcomes. And for the training series, as you know that we schedule every Tuesday and Thursday. The next session will be upcoming Thursday on 12 March at the same time. Every session will be at the same time. And for the next session will be on the balanced nutrition for school children health and academic performance. This is very important. And the speaker is Dr. Leade Viranyani, that expert from SEMIO Reg-Fund. And the model school that we are invited to present their best practice with Dr. Leade is the Sekolah Bimbingan Jalinangkasi from Malaysia and also SJKC Chung Hawa Tempelulali from Malaysia. And for the next session on Tuesday 17 March will be on the school food environment, will be by Dr. Nastiti from the SEMIO Reg-Fund. And we invite Ms. Suhaila from Brunei Darussalam and Ms. Dini from Indonesia to present their best practices. And for the next session on 19 March will be Integration of One Health by Dr. Sandra, and we invite Mr. Chengwani from the Smet Primary School of Cambodia to present as the best practices. And the session number 5 on 24 March on Integration of SEP by Dr. Priyanut, and we invite the model school from Thailand, Ban Pang Mahan School, and Mr. Angkhan, who is the education service officer, to be the present the best practices with the Dr. Priyanut. And session 6 on the parental and community engagement by Dr. Jess Fernandez, I invite Baptist Elementary School, Ms. Foren, and also Aoyama Border Patrol Police School to present the best practices. And for the last session is the most important. I would like to highlight that it is about the recap and also school action plan development and M&E, which will be presented by Dr. Jess Fernandez. And I would like to invite all model school and sister school to participate in this session, including the ministry coordinator, because we will guide you how to do the school action plan, what the concern, how to select the monitoring and evaluation tools to be fit with your evaluation, with your school plan. And again, to remind you, we will use the same Zoom meeting link in our training session. The one that you enter today, it will be used for the whole meeting, in our meeting until the end of this year. I can say that because this meeting link used since 2014. So for this point, if you have any question, you can raise your hand or even type in the chat box. And for your information, during the training session, we will have like activities with the participants. So I would like to encourage you to prepare your mobile phone for the activities, because you need to scan QR code and answer through the Mentimeter. And I think that you know this very well. So what the support that we provide to the participants? We create the social media group communication through WhatsApp, Telegram, Line, Viber, and email group. So for example, like Telegram is more prevalent in Cambodia, so we have like Telegram group for Cambodian participants. Line is more prevalent for Thai people, so I also have 2 Line groups on this project. And also Viber for the participants from the Philippines. And also WhatsApp for Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei Darussalam. And also the WhatsApp group also use it as a common social media group that I will use for the communicating with the participants. So during the beginning of the process of the training series, you will receive my email very often. I'm so sorry about this, but this is the email just, before each training session start, I will send one email to you, like reminder, tomorrow will be another training session, blah, 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 blah. And Zoom record. If you cannot join the training, don't worry about that, because we will send the Zoom record to everyone, including the PowerPoint of the speaker and other learning resources will be shared in the Google Drive. And this morning, I already sent you the Google Drive that contains the content of our training sessions. So you can click on in the subfolder in the Google Drive to access the presentation file of this session. Apart from the normal training session, we can provide the clinical session to you. For example, some countries may not be able to catch up with the training content of the speaker, so they would ask me to conduct another special session for them, so we can do that. And for your information, certificate will be provided to all participants after the training session. Any question for this point? Anyone would like to raise hand for the question? You can unmute yourself if you want to ask the question, or even type in the chat box. I saw a message here. Okay. So I know that some of you already registered in the online training registration form already, but however, if you have not done the online training registration form yet, so please using your mobile phone to scan the QR code, and my team also send the link to the chat box. And if you have not registered your name in the system yet, please click on the link or using your mobile phone to scan the QR code. All right, next. Invitation to join the Phase 3 WhatsApp group communication. If your mobile phone has WhatsApp group or WhatsApp communication, you can using the camera of your mobile phone or WhatsApp camera to scan a QR code and join Phase 3 School Wellbeing group. Or click on, our team will send the link in the chat box as well. All right, so this is the end of my presentation. Sorry that for extending the time for 10 minutes. Any question, please? You feel free, please ask the question. How is it? Maybe you can send me emoji. How's the presentation? Is it clear enough? Everyone, are you still with us? Okay, may I ask everyone to open the camera, please? And if you have any question, you can unmute yourself. Is it clear enough or not? I'm frightening right now that is it too overwhelming? That's why you are not able to ask any question. Right. Okay. For your information, we will give you step by step. All right. Even you are unclear about at the moment, don't worry. We will provide the PowerPoint to you already in the chat box, and I will keep double check with you how are you doing. Maybe every 2 training session, I will send a message to ask you how is it. Is it too difficult for you or not? Do you need a special session to give you the additional information, or even like you are very confused how to do the action plan? We can arrange the clinical session for you so that we can have like one-on-one tutoring. I think it's overwhelming. Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Foreign. Very, very sincere. All right, okay. So don't be worried if it's too overwhelming for you. So we will step by step about this. Maybe if Kundriya want to say something before we end the session.
Nothing much, except I think that this is the first time that, our sister schools join us. So it might be a little bit new to them, and they might have learned something from their model school. I don't know. That is why
Yes, that's right.
no further comments or question from them.
Yes,
But
that's right.
anyway, I would like to thank all of you very much for joining us today,
ค่ะ
especially Kun Fai from Seo Hun and Dr. Jess. Dr. Jess has been our great support during the first 2 phases. And of course, we bring him into our phase 3. Thank you very much, Dr. James. And I would like to thank all the principals. I can see that all of the principals from our model schools are here. Thank you very much for working with us during the past 2 years, and continue your work with us for this year.
ค่ะ thank you
And
ค่ะ
yeah, thank
And
you so
also,
much.
thank you so much, Kundriya. And I also would like to ask everyone to do the post-training feedback form for your participation in this session. You can scan the QR code or even click on the link that our team already put in the chat box. And please be reminded that ensure the spelling of your name and email address. The deadline will be tomorrow at midnight. Okay, so we will send the certificate to you afterward. After the session of today will be automatic e-certificate system. But today will be manual first. You need to complete the form because today is about orientation, and I would like to know inside how much you understand about the session today. Okay, everyone, and thank you very much for your participation today. And I hope that everybody have a good evening. And thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
ค่ะ
Thank
บ๊ายบาย
you.
ค่ะ เปิดกล้องเปิด
ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you
บ๊ายบาย
very
ค่ะ
much
ขอบคุณ
ค่ะ บ๊าย
ค่ะ
บายค่ะ
ขอบ
So
คุณ
we
ค่ะ
are now
Bye.
unmute
Thank you so much,
everyone.
Dr. James.
Yes, thank you very much. All the best to all the schools.
Bye ค่ะ Thank you ค่ะ Thank you for being
Thank you
with
so
us.
much.
Thank you
Thank
ค่ะ
you.
Let's
See
go.
Bye, everyone.
all of you again soon.
See you next Thursday.
Yes.
Bye
See
bye.
you ขอบคุณค่ะ ขอบคุณทุกท่านค่ะ and thank you very much. Bye and see you next Thursday. Coming Thursday, sorry, not next. Upcoming Thursday. See you the same time with the same Zoom meeting link. Please do not forget to scan the QR code for the post-training feedback form and attendance check so that we can send the certificate to you afterward.